Today we're doing the IQ series back in the lab, and we're going to be looking at fighters' problem solving skills and adaptation ability. So today we got SHAKUR STEVENSON. Let's get right into it. So we see Herring circling and slipping to the inside. It's inside because it's a closed stance double southpaw matchup. So that means he's going to SHAKUR's left. He's circling to the left and he's slipping to the left whenever SHAKUR throws his jab. And this is giving him superior positioning. And what I mean by that is that when SHAKUR jabs and Herring gets inside of the jab, it allows him to counter. It's rare for SHAKUR to get hit clean, and we'll see why. So he's instantly adapting by also beginning to take these inside steps. So you'll see where he starts, his back leg is over here, and he brings it around. And then he takes that lead foot and steps deep inside, pause, and then he lands the jab on Herring, and then Herring pulls his back because he's out of position and a little bit off balance. So essentially what we have now is they're both playing the same game, both trying to step inside with the jab so that they can avoid each other's jab. And they exchange jabs right there because they're doing the same thing. But SHAKUR begins to change the game by implementing his reads and different tools. So here's an example. This is where he starts changing things up. So he throws the jab, knowing that Herring is going to do what he's been doing, which is leaning. So when he throws this jab right here, look at what Herring does. He slips towards the inside. He's leaning towards the inside. And that's why SHAKUR throws his left, because he keeps going to the left. He keeps circling to the left, slipping to the left, so he lines him up with that. And this is very intentional. A lot of times people can think over analysis, but you know it's not over analysis when it's a pattern. So we'll see SHAKUR keep doing this throughout these early rounds. The way you begin to make the game your game is by, like I said earlier, bringing in more tools. So he has another tool he pulls out. So he pulls out a high guard trap, meaning that he gives a stationary, easily hittable target. So he stands there in the high guard right in front of Jamel in his range. That's gonna make Jamel want to open up. He's looking for it. You can see he puts it up and he's not getting a reaction. He puts it up again. And as soon as he sees Jamel even slightly move, he counters. And where is he at? He's moving towards the inside to avoid Jamel's jab. This is also where he begins to separate himself in this game. Here he wins the jab exchange because Herring has showed the tendency to bring the jab up top after jabbing to the body. So SHAKUR takes the jab to the body right here. And as soon as Herring is gonna reset and gather himself, he jabs him. He catches him in a moment where he knows he's gonna jab, because Herring, as soon as he resets, has been looking for the jab up top. So he steps inside and wins that exchange. This is kind of in the vein of what I was saying earlier, him leading him into the left hand, corralling him basically. So he's gonna tap the guard, get Herring to react a little bit, and then he's gonna throw out this it's not really a throwaway, it's kind of a blinding one. Doesn't have any power behind it, but what is it doing? It gets Herring doing what? It gets him circling to the left again, and this shot lands super clean on the chin. And then once SHAKUR gets comfortable, he can switch the game up to an entirely different thing where he begins to dominate. And this is where he begins to dominate. When he gets Herring in the high guard, he throws jab down the middle, probe, tap, jab to the body. And so now Herring is thinking, okay, tighten the elbows, bring the guard closer in, and then he can bring it around. So it's guard manipulation through combo variation. Jab, jab, probe, probe, elbows begin to tighten, guard begins to come in, he goes around. Again, another great example of what I'm trying to illustrate. Jab, jab, and then what does he do? He pauses, he waits, he lets him circle to the left. As soon as he gets him circling, he cuts him off. It's all very intentional. That's why it's IQ. It's not just something that happens by accident. And then this is an important part of being defensively responsible. SHAKUR has great reflexes, yeah, but reflexes aren't useful if you don't give yourself the space to properly use them. And so what I mean is, rather than just closing distance haphazardly or being not too cautious, he's constantly giving himself room to breathe. So here he stops, he's walking, he stops. Does the same thing here. So he's staying at a certain range where he can see everything, give himself enough reaction time. So if Herring throws anything, he's ready to counter, which is why he's able to react so quickly and so well. You see those stops where he's constantly walking and stopping right on the edge of the range. Does it right there. And then it also disguises the step in jab. All those stops when he steps, it disguises the jab when he steps in. And where is he too? He's also on the inside again, and Herring misses his jab because he's out of position. And then here's a variation of the guard manipulation from earlier. A throwaway hook around the side, an arm punch. It's not meant to land, it's not meant to have any power, it's meant to distract. Why? So those elbows and those arms, the guard can widen, so there's an opening up the middle for the cross. We'll stop with part 1. I like these to be a little bit shorter, more digestible. Then we'll look at some other stuff and cover a bunch of other content. So this is going to be a series, and then we're going to be covering other stuff in the meantime. So Immortality Serum out. That is all.